Okay, once upon a time, many, many years ago, in a faraway kingdom, which is now part of Russia, in a castle where the rooftops were covered with gold, lived a king, a queen, and their son, the Prince Maximilian. Not long after the prince's 5th birthday, his father died. So for 13 long years, the queen ruled in the place of her son. But on the prince's 18th birthday, he could have become king. But if there wasn't a law, an old law that said, if a princess could feel a pea underneath 20 mattresses and 20 feather beds, then the prince could marry her. So the prince and the king, and the queen, rather, searched all over Europe. Princess Maria of Spain couldn't feel the pea. Neither did Princess Alexandra of Denmark. Nor did Princess Alice of Great Britain. And Princess Sophia of Greece couldn't even get up on the mattresses. For 2 long years, the queen and the prince searched high and low for a princess. One night, in the middle of a storm that they hadn't seen in 100 years, a young woman came to the gate, and the guard keeper heard her knock. The guard keeper told the queen that she was Princess Isabella of Tuscany, and she needed a place to stay the night. When the queen and the prince heard this, they were overjoyed with the fact that there was someone that they could test. And if she actually was a princess, she could feel the pea. As she was warming herself by the fire with a cup of the finest hot chocolate in the land, the prince came into the room and immediately fell in love with her. While they were talking, the bedroom was being prepared for the princess, with the finest silk sheets, the cashmere blankets, and swan down pillows atop the 20 mattresses and 20 feather beds. And the queen herself placed the singular pea on top of the first mattress. When the princess walked into the room, she was confused and nervous, but she said, "When in Rome," and she climbed up onto the mattresses. She was afraid though. She had been afraid of heights since she fell out of a tree when she was little. And the next morning, when she came into the dining room, the queen asked, "Isabella, how did you sleep?" And she replied, "Honestly, Your Majesty, that was the worst night's sleep I have ever had." The queen and the prince were so overcome with joy that the prince knelt down on one knee right there and proposed to her. And their wedding would be in the next summer, when the lilies on the hillsides would be in bloom, and the entire valley would smell of lilies. After that, the pea was placed in a golden box and put into a museum where you can still see it today. And they lived very happily ever after. The end.